Welcome back to the conversation that never ends. This is Timeless Talk, and this is season 3, episode 13. Yeah. Thank you guys. We're excited. So today's gonna be a little different. I'm a shorter person. My voice sounds a little off. Been fighting these allergies, this cold. I don't know, man. There's some fucked up shit going on around here. But it's just me today. But yeah, we got slideshows missing. But over here to my left, I've been very, very blessed to have this man on the show. We've been trying to have him on for a while now. So, he's great. He's great at what he does. His craft, you know what I'm saying? Does a little bit of photography. Does a little bit of merchandising. We got Mac Visuals. What's up, bro? Thanks for coming here, man. Thanks for being with us today.
Man. Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
No, hey, man. Thank you for being here, bro.
Yeah.
I know it was super last minute, but hey, we made it happen. I know last week we were supposed to have you on a little earlier, but hey, it worked out that we got you on. That's what matters. We're here now. That's what matters, y'all. We're here. Shout out to not only the photographer that's sitting to my left, but the mixologist, apparently.
Yes, sir.
But what is this, man? This thing is beastie. I've been sipping on it before we started hitting record, so.
So what
is it called?
I don't know, man. I've been bartending at home for friends. I just enjoy it, man. That is Tamarindo Smirnoff with cucumber lime Gatorade and some lemon and tahini.
Well, it tastes fucking amazing.
Dangerous.
It is fucking dangerous because I can't even.
The alcohol.
You really can't.
Yeah.
Take my advice, guys. What he's talking about is factual. You guys know, in case you see her off to the left there, your right, my left. We got my dog Sky in the corner there.
We got little Sky.
Little Australian Shepherd. Fuck it. Let's give her a proper shout out. We got Sky over there on the far, far left. Miggy's right. The far, far left. Y'all's right. Yo, Sky. Yeah. You got fans, girl. You got fans. No. I don't even know what the fuck. Anyway, yeah. So today, guys, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna discuss this man's, what he does, what his path and career in life is, and kind of what he's trying to do as far as accomplishments and where you see yourself going. And I kind of want to start off with a little personal interview first. Cool. Is that cool with you? Yeah. All right, Mr. Mac Visuals, right? What got you into photography in the first place, man? What is it? A passion of yours? Was it always a passion of yours? Why photography, and why is it what you're?
Yeah. So to try, because I could talk a lot, bro. So
good
to try and simplify it, I would say
it's a talk show, so it works out.
Yeah. I would say a lot of the beginning for me with photography was in sync with the beginning of my spiritual journey of seeking God. Mm. So, growing up Christian, you hear about God. I feel like a lot of people go through this where it's like you see the religious aspect of Christianity. And as a kid, I would just hear, your relationship with God. And it was the year after I graduated high school. I just kind of started tapping into, all right, what is this whole relationship with God thing? And a lot of my early stages of seeking God was me pulling over into far deserts and driving hours. And I just looked at it as as I would walk and take photos, that was me capturing his beauty through my perspective with my camera.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And so that early on got me into being involved with the Outsiders, which was a community gathering. And through that, very, very early on into my photography, I landed an internship in Uganda, East Africa. And I was out there for 3 months, and that was a game changer for me. And coming back, I just started pursuing it slowly. And, with any creative outlet, there's, it's a process, right?
Yeah,
and
of course.
Just learning the business aspect of it and still learning. It's fun, man. I think for me, I've learned my nieces are a couple nieces, but one of them that's really into it. I tell her just have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun. People ask me.
So she took an interest in it too, naturally.
Yeah.
That's
it's
cool,
dude, what advice do you have for photography? What should I do? Awesome. I'm look, man, with anything, just have fun.
You beat me to it. I was about to ask you. I was asking what kind of advice. I was actually going to say that for the end. What kind of advice would you give any starter out there, any person that's trying to get into
just have fun, man. Even this whole merch thing, it's it didn't start of like, oh, I want to make money and get big. It's just I had a visual. I think in visuals, Mac visuals is cheesy, can be cheesy.
No,
but
it's not cheesy, man.
My brain, I think in visual images, and I've just always wanted to rock my own merch with sayings that I try my best to live by or practice, and just having fun, man. No, try not to have expectations, because I feel expectations tends to just ruin things, you know?
It can. Of course. No, absolutely. I can see how that could be. I think when you put early expectations like that on something that you don't even know what it is yet yourself, you're already kind of setting yourself up for failure, right? Yeah. Because you're like, I'm expecting it to be this big thing to pay all my bills one day, which would be beautiful, right?
Yeah.
But you should never go into it, I agree, with those intentions right off the bat, because when you do that, you're already kind of you're already kind of damaging the whole raw beauty of it, right?
Yeah. And kind of going back to the question is just whether if it's creatively or anything you're passionate about. Just, I think a big thing for me is like question yourself and asking what your intention is behind whatever project you're starting, and figure out what the reasoning is. Because sometimes, again, there can be right or wrong reasons, but sometimes that's why there isn't longevity in things, because the intention isn't the right start. It's not pure. It's just not. Sometimes people don't do things for the right intentions.
Well, you said something interesting too, like with creatives. About being creative, I feel like when you do things like that and it comes organically, it's because you're creative. When you visualize something, like there's nothing cheesy about that. When you were speaking about how, visuals, it's not cheesy. No, bro, you're just a creative person. And when you're creative, you naturally want to make this stuff comes with the job. You're always creating something, whether it's physical merch, or you have an idea for a photo shoot.
Right.
There's always something, right? It's always something. The mind never stops. We're creators, right? Yeah. And we're perfectionists, man. That's kind of like our biggest downfalls too, you know?
Yeah,
so I can relate to that for sure, at least in that sense.
Yeah.
The closest thing that I can do that I can relate to as far as like actually photography is like this, obviously setting up a camera and recording the show and editing it. That's probably the closest thing I get to it.
Yeah.
It's always been something I wanted to do. Now, do you believe it's one of those traits that everybody can do if they just pick up a camera and learn it? Or do you think it's something you have to be like, essentially, I guess you could say born with? Is it something that you think you kind of have to have an eye for it? Or is it you think anybody can just pick it up and learn it?
I mean, I do believe anybody can learn anything.
Yeah.
Anything. There are people that are just going to be more naturally talented. For example, you could have somebody that's just born with a natural talent of singing and can do runs and it's just so effortless. Anybody can sing. I mean, I could probably, there might not be truth to that, but I feel like if somebody really wants to learn, they'll take classes and find a coach or a teacher that's going to teach them how you breathe, how you inhale, how you project. So
it's like a science to that too, right?
Yeah.
Singing?
Yeah. I
It's
feel
like,
bro, as human beings, we are capable of doing anything we set our mind to.
Marvelous things, marvelous achievements. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like I said, I think some people have a natural gift with certain things in life. And when you can
sometimes more than others, certain things, right?
Yeah. When you can fine tune that gift, like that's where things happen effortlessly.
Yeah.
You know,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So and effortless, because then it feels like you're not really kind of forcing yourself to learn something. This is something you've already kind of wanted to do, but never really had the training for it, right? Or it's something that you just do naturally. You don't have to try hard, right? Like they say that the whole thing with Justin Bieber, he just picked up drumsticks one day. It was like, hey, I'm Justin Bieber. We'll just playing the fucking drums like with the rhythm in his head. It could be that easy, right? Something like that. It just comes that natural and you're a natural. Or it could just be something that you taught yourself and then you became great at, right? It could be one of those two things, right? But what do you feel like it's more of?
I just think it's kind of going back to what
you said it goes flawless. Like you said, it goes, for some people it's easy, it's flawless.
I think it's just the intention, man. If you
effortless,
really,
sorry, that's the word, effortless.
Yeah, if you really want to be good at something, you're gonna put the time into it, and of course, putting the time into anything comes with ups and downs.
What do they say? It takes 1,000 hours to be a professional at anything. I'm probably butchering that saying, man.
I took a photography class.
Fucking that up. I know I'm fucking that up. Yeah. It's something along those lines, right?
I took a photography class one time, and the professor was saying, he quoted some photographer that kind of was the starter of black and white landscapes. Yeah. And I could quote it wrong, but it's something along the lines of
paraphrase.
your first 10,000 photos that you put out are going to be your suckiest. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing. Are your worst photos.
Someone else ripped that off.
So that puts things into perspective of, dude, with anything, you're going to suck in the beginning. But going back to what I said, if you have fun with the process, it's worth it.
Yeah. And you know Mr. Beast is, right?
Yeah.
He says that. He's like, his first 5,000, or I think he said first 100, 200, 300, 400 videos.
He's a YouTuber, right? Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
He said his first 200, 300, 400 videos were trash. He's like, and then eventually when he got, it's like maybe 700, 800, 1,000, whatever it was. Again, I'm paraphrasing. That's when he had his first good actual hit content.
Right.
And he said he went back to watch his old stuff and he was cringing. It's like, fuck, man. He saw where he came from. And, I might feel the same way about this podcast at one point, but I'm actually proud of myself at this point. Like maybe one day, I get a deal with Spotify or whatever the case, wherever this transcends to, whether it's Rumble or whatever the case. Because YouTube don't pay enough, just saying. I'll fucking pay enough. And even for the ones, hey, bro, real talk, though. The ones... I'm over here shitting on my chances of becoming a YouTuber. Nah, so the thing with YouTube, man, is that real quick sidebar, they pay, but they don't pay as much as people think they do, man. They pay by view and by viewer time. It's weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, long story short, where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So it's going to take you that much time to... obviously build up a following of people watching you and investing in your content, right? And not going to happen right off the bat because no one knows who you are. But I feel like nowadays, something called the algorithm is something you have to learn. If you don't use certain keywords, your video won't pop up in certain forms and certain waves, certain circles.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where, again, you got to do it for the fun of it.
And that's what he was learning too.
Yeah, because if you get it happens. You get stressed out with I just want.
Yeah,
I'm putting time into this. It's not getting the reception that I want. Okay, but what's your why?
Yeah, so and the point. No, but that's the thing too. Like I see what you're saying, and you're right. And I don't want to be. I enjoy doing this, even though I'm not getting paid yet to do it entirely yet. I'm happy with the way things are going. I'm not. But at some point, you all the time and effort you put into it, the sacrifices you make. You're like, okay, how can I find a way to monetize this? You know what I'm saying? Right. Without losing the creativity, because I haven't. I'm still very passionate about this. I love it. But it's like, eventually you want to find a way to monetize it if you can. But right now, it's a very fun hobby. It's a very fun hobby. I enjoy doing this. You know what I'm saying? Look, you're getting your stuff out there. My next topic that we're going to transition to is your merchandise. But but I feel like eventually people naturally would like to see their creativity pay off somehow or get noticed.
Yeah.
Recognized, recognition, or I don't care if this doesn't make me rich, bro. You know what I'm saying? If it touches somebody, look, we have on average 200, 300 viewers every give or take, every YouTube episode that we have, visually wise. We're reaching somebody. Someone cares about us. Someone's fucking with us out there. And that's what matters.
So cool. Because if you think about it,
from nothing to that, hey.
But if you were to put 200 to 300 people in a room,
it's pretty packed.
That's auditorium at a school.
Bro, that's legit. Maybe not to that extent, but
it puts things into perspective. Because that's 200 to 300 people that are taking time out of their day to play what you are putting out.
Yeah.
Right. And for me, it's a big thing of, again, when it comes to a creative process or putting things that you're passionate about, you gotta remember it's longevity.
Yeah.
That's important because if you get caught up in like, oh, fuck, man, last week's was so dope. We had great combos and it only hit 150 views, not 200, right?
Yeah. Not quite to your expectation.
I just always think about it of whoever listened to it is who was meant to listen to that.
Yeah. See it or listen to it. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We're actually killing it in the audio area, man. Not to make this about me because it's not about me today.
No, talk about it, man.
But yeah, man.
That's great.
The audio is actually doing better than the visual for some reason. It's weird. Cool. Yeah. But I'm not. I'm thankful for it.
Yeah.
However it comes, whether it's through just audio or both, or visual, or just one or the other. Hey, that's fine with me.
It's cool, man. Again, intention, bro. I'll probably repeat that word over and over. Okay. But when your intentions are good and they're pure in any project or any relationship, friendship, whatever it is that you put into,
it'll flourish.
You're gonna see the fruits of your labor at some point or another.
Pay off somehow.
And and it's one of those things where a lot of what we tend to do as humans is we compare period.
Which you never
Right.
do,
So
yeah.
it's like, oh, like, how long have you been running this podcast now?
A year now.
Right.
A year.
So let's say you know of friends or people, they just started 2 months ago and they have over 2,000 followers. Like,
come on.
why are they booming and we aren't?
Yeah, what are they doing? And we start comparing ourselves.
Yeah, and
not wanting to, but that ends up being the case.
a lot of it too, man, is just when it comes to the creative space and social media, it's networking and who you know. You know, because somebody could be putting something out that isn't quality, but because of the quantity of people that they know and are pushing it and promoting, like, it's gonna get views. That's the game changer with social media now. It's views. You don't
and who
use,
you know.
You don't use the apps use you.
That's wild. That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So
That's crazy because it's true. No, you're 100% right. And that's really what it is now. It's a different age. It's different times now, right? We're living in. It's crazy, man. But no, let's continue back to you though. So what do you want people to take from your photography ultimately? When people think Mac visuals, right? And they see, do you want a particular style that when someone walks by and sees a portrait, right? It could be that. Or they see something like, oh, I know who shot that. That was Mac visuals. Do you want that kind of reaction, or what do you ultimately want from it? Or do you not even care? You just do what you do, and if people love it, great. If they don't, fuck them.
Yeah, it's not that I don't care. But it's one of those things.
But your intentions aren't like
I'm creating because it's what I need.
Okay. For your
my
soul.
Journey. Like, it's what helps me deal with or process whatever life is throwing at me.
Okay.
So as a creative, you deal with creative waves, right? Sometimes you're fried, bro. Like, you don't know what to do, how to come up with stuff. And then there's other moments where it's just flowing through you. And I'm a firm believer that when you have a certain thought of anything creative and you literally see, like, oh, this could go here and this could do this.
Yeah.
Act on it.
Start to visualize it. It's a beautiful thing.
Act on it there.
Yeah.
Because there's something brewing in you that if you don't put action to it, that thought's going to pass and then you're not going to apply anything towards it.
So act on the inspiration.
Just act on whatever is within you, man. Act
so
on
in that case, that would be
whatever.
the inspiration, right? Because that's what's flowing in you in that moment. You're saying, so act on that, right? You say if you start visualizing something, you start seeing something, that's inspiration, right?
Yeah, because
so act on that inspiration is what you're saying, right? It's initially what you're saying.
That, and for me, creating with no expectation of how it's received.
I like that, yeah.
Is so freeing, bro. Like,
I think it's healthier too.
It's so freeing because it's like, at the end of the day, I'm not creating for you people.
Yeah,
I'm
you're doing it
creating for me.
And if you like it and you rock with it, great. If not, fuck it.
And don't get me wrong, it's amazing when people support and you hear good things about it.
And they receive it
It encourages you to keep going and, oh, dang, okay, like, this is doing something for somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know if I answered
great.
the
You
question.
you answered the question great. Thank you for that, bro. Good job. Yeah, man, let's give you your roses because, hey, I like that. No, you answered the question, bro.
Cool.
And they think so too.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you, Mom. Thank you to my nieces.
There you go, right there in the row. Right there in the front row. 2 rows up. Nah, thanks, guys. But, no, it's one of those things, man, where I just feel like, you see, that's the right reason to do it. I agree with you. I feel like if a creator is doing it just for solely the reaction, then they're missing the whole point of being a creator. And they might not even really be a creative then, right? If you set out just for that goal alone, I feel like you're a creative person. You're finding a way to do, to output it healthy in a healthy way. Or, sorry, you found an outlet to make it healthy, right?
Yeah.
But if you start setting expectations, or, for instance, what I'm trying to say is if you start changing your creativity to fit the mold of whatever you think the world will receive it better, oh, fuck, they're not really taking it the way I thought they would. Maybe if I move this piece over here and do this instead, maybe I'll get a better reception of it, right? That's not the reason why anybody should create, right? Do you agree with that? I agree with you, because everybody should just create to just fucking create, man, for themselves. That's how it should always start.
I would say we were created to be creative. And creativity doesn't have to be in this bubble of like only photography, only singing, only podcasting. Bro, as we breathe, there's so much creativity within our body.
Just in the moment right now, yeah. Right? I hope,
and
inspiration
and
flows.
I think it's everybody's on their own journey, and some people will be able to learn and grow from having creative failures or why they're doing things, and some people just won't. And
that's facts.
Yeah, man, I'm a firm believer in there is no such thing as a coincidence, but it's a divine appointment. And I feel like I catch myself saying that a lot because I'm so behind that.
Say that one more time. I like that. Sorry.
Yeah. So there's no such thing as coincidence. Everything is a divine appointment.
I like that.
Yeah. And if you really, because you can, whoever's watching, you can really look back at your life, and there's certain moments that just don't make sense. You're like, what?
But there's
is
divine
this a coincidence?
Yeah.
Like, no, that was meant to happen. You were meant to.
You say you catch yourself.
This person. You were meant to create this and have it fail, so that you can learn to succeed in this route. You know,
to change their avenue.
Yeah. As people, we forget that.
Okay.
We forget. It's just perspective, bro. Like, obviously, it sounds cheesy. I know people. Oh, perspective. Like, it gets said so much, right? But there's so much truth to it.
Yeah, there is.
Because
perspective is everything, man. It's how the people see things, how they receive it, how they take it. Which you, by the way, don't have any control of. People out there watching and Mac, I'm telling you the truth, man. Like, you can literally, like, for instance, Just Be, right? I'm rocking one of his shirts right now. This can mean anything. This can be just be a drug dealer. Someone could take it that way. That's not what it's meant for, you know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure. And by the way, that's the next segment. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm actually gonna have Mac. I'm gonna have Mac here explain what his merchandise means, the words that are on the the merchandise, what he intends them to mean. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna explain that right now in a second. I'm gonna get there, but. This shirt doesn't mean just be a drug dealer, just be this. No. He has a meaning. I'll let him tell you guys. He already told me what it was off the record, and I respect it. It's amazing. That's beautiful what he's doing. But before we get to the merchandise, there's one more thing I want to ask you before we harp on it for too much longer.
Yeah.
Do you think that any and every creator that does something in some type of field, right, is eventually destined to fall victim to the pleasing the crowds and pleasing the people that are receiving their content? Do you think everybody falls victim to that at some point? I feel like they do, simply because I've seen that people have changed to go with the times, right? So what do you think? I
think there's truth behind that, but a lot of it is we're all looking for validation.
That's true.
Whether you simplify it, and we're in the topic of a creative, but anybody, bro, your daughter, us as children, sons of our parents, when we're little, like, all a kid wants, all a dog wants is validation. We want to be seen.
That's true.
We want to be heard. We want to be noticed. And it's unfortunate, but some people will go down a route that can keep them stuck seeking that validation.
Crazy.
And it makes sense when you really, especially with where our world is at now, right? Look at, bro, podcasting is the new wave right now. Like,
it is.
Which is
this
really
is what
cool.
we're doing right now. Yeah, this is the way to get information out. Yeah,
it's really cool because it's a platform for people to just get their voice out there and
be heard somehow.
It's not about how big it gets. It's about who's listening and who's being touched by it,
who's watching it, who's receiving from it. Yeah,
because for me, it's one of those things where, and I kind of talked to you off camera about this conversation I had with my mom. And she was like, Mijo, like, oh my gosh, you got to put this out, whether if it's a song or a part, like, people need to hear this. And I told her in that moment, like, Mom, seeing the genuine creases, like, in your face smiling is more than enough.
It's enough, yeah.
You know, but obviously, if it's something that has that much, that can have a reach with whoever, if it's two more people, if it's you, of course, if it's friends that I have, cool. Like, I'm a firm believer we each have a specific God-given gift. Yeah. And we each have a calling more, because I feel like sometimes we get trapped in this calling. Like, what's my calling?
That's true.
What is my gift? But it's like, you can have multiple callings and multiple gifts.
Yeah.
You're meant
it's not just one
find
thing.
Out what it is.
Yeah, don't put yourself in a box. I agree. Venture out. If you have a want, right? Or a hunger to try something else, try it, right? By all means, you don't know unless you try it, right? That's PSA quickly to all the viewers and listeners out there.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
Motherfuckers.
I'm just kidding.
Wait, we're going to do all that. It's like, yeah, you motherfucker. We're basically just trying to inspire you guys right now in that moment, that little quick PSA. If you have a hunger to try something, or you really have a passion about something and you just don't know how it's going to be received, don't worry about how it's going to be received. Go out there and just try it. right? Would you agree? Go out there and try it. If there's something if you've gotten so far in the podcast, take that from it so far. I think that creatively what Mac's saying is that if you got a passion about something, do it for yourself first and foremost. Don't forget that. That should be what you do it for, right? Out the gate.
Yeah, and then whatever it is that you're pursuing or wanting to do or learn, just pay attention to your circle. Like, I'm a firm believer that at every point and stage of our lives, we have a circle of people.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Whether if it's 4 people, 5, 3, whatever.
Yeah.
If you think back in high school, you had a circle of people.
Yeah.
If you think after high school, that circle's different now, right? The circle's different. So when it comes to creativity and wanting to pursue whatever it is, just pay attention to your circle and don't be afraid to ask questions. I think a lot of the time when it comes to not knowing things, we're timid, we're fearful of like, well, I'm kind of embarrassed to show that like I don't know that. It's like, no, ask questions.
That's how you learn, dude.
Ask questions, and there's so many resources out there.
Yeah,
you know, I think that's the coolest thing. Even right now, man. Like as we enter into the talks about the merch, like I still am figuring out what I'm doing with the merch. Like there's so much behind the scene things that I didn't realize. Like, oh my gosh,
see,
LLC to be more legit and official, and there's so much information that we don't know.
Of course,
right? So it's important to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Absolutely, there's a lot to learn with that. And that's a perfect segue now into the next question I have for you, which was the merchandise, right? So what's the message? Obviously, I'm going to have you break down some of the shirts. I'm wearing one, obviously. And I chose to wear this shirt on purpose not because I want to be a podcaster or drug dealer. just be a drug dealer. Just be a drug dealer. No, but I mean, it doesn't help that it's in Old English font too.
That's so funny.
No, just kidding, man. No, but this shirt has its meaning. This yellow one right here, this yellow mustard looking one has one, and the pink hoodie over there has one. And then the one he's currently wearing right now has one as well. So each one, it's very simple design, but very impactful meanings. So if you really quickly, if you don't mind for the viewers and listeners, break it down real quick. What were you going for in the message in the merch? Like why choose these particular sayings?
So the hoodies came after the t-shirts. The t-shirts, Just Be was the first one, and then Protege Tu Paz was the second one.
Yeah.
So these two sayings are sayings that life threw specific things at me that I had to practice. That I personally learned for myself the power of Just Be and the power of Protege Tu Paz, which means protect your peace. It's been about 2 years now since I've lived on my own. And when I first moved into my studio apartment, that was my first time fully out of the house of my family.
By yourself,
my parents.
Man, good job, bro. Shout out to you, bro. Good job.
Thank you, man.
Showing you some love, bro. Good job. You grew up.
Thank you. But yeah, and a lot of what Just Be for me is be still and sit with whatever it is that's going on in here and let it go. Because if you think about it, as human beings, we condition ourselves to be on the go. If life throws this challenge at me, if it's financial stress, if it's a loss of a family member, if it's a breakup, there's so many things that can tear you down. But we tend to have this like rat race mentality of
unfortunately,
this ongoing cycle of never sitting with what we're feeling.
Yeah.
And I learned the more that you feel, the more you can heal.
Yeah.
But in order to feel, you have to deal. So it's like the dealing and the feeling
that's the hard part. No one wants to do.
Yeah, no one wants to do. It's so uncomfortable. But I literally got like Just Be tattooed on me because of how much I was able to let go through being still in my little, I don't even know how small square footage or whatever, in my little studio apartment.
Amen. Props to what props are due, man, because like, again, I say that because, dude, that's hard to do. Most people.
That's a long ass clap.
Damn, y'all. All right. Shit. Fuck. I'm just kidding. All right, but anyway, most people like to drown their sorrow, and I'm gonna be vulgar. I'm sorry, guys. Like to drown their sorrow in pussy. Or I'm being fucking, hey man, this is time to talk, all right? We don't sugarcoat shit for nobody, bro. That's the way shit works here.
Man, your mom is watching this.
If you don't like it, oh well. I'm just kidding. So your mom is watching it. Oh fuck, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, man. I played myself. Hey, love to your mother, man. I'm sorry. You're gonna show us to your family. You're good. You're fine. Anyway, they drown, like people like to drown their sorrow in women, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Women, and they don't like to really they push it off. What I believe people do is they push their pain to the back, right? And they just cover it up with distractions, whether that's going out with friends, seeing things out, going out to live performances, whatever the case, right? That's not them just being, in my opinion. It's not. To just be is, like you said, to just be alone, to just be fill in the blank. Obviously not drug dealer, but to just be yourself and to just be in the moment, to take in whatever it is you're struggling with. That's what I understood from what you're saying, right?
It's like part of the
find a way to condition
the human experience.
Yeah,
we are human beings. Why do we suck at just being? Yeah,
you're right. And we have to have you don't need an audience. Right? I agree. To deal with hurt, man, and pain, you don't need a shrink for that. You don't need, you don't need self-help books for that. I mean, that might help if you're reading by yourself, but regardless, it's like you don't need to confide in someone always. It's healthy to do that. Don't get me wrong, to get it out. You guys don't, I'm not saying don't confide in people. You should absolutely do that. Only the ones you trust, by the way. But, which should be a small amount. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation. That's a whole other conversation. You should not trust in everybody you talk to.
You trust, by the way.
Yeah.
Which will be a small amount.
It's true though, bro. Yeah, right. Facts, Nah, but honestly, it's one of those things where it's on that funny shit. Anyway, it's one of those things where I feel like you need to be able to be alone to know who you really are, what you can take, right? And you learn about yourself, right? When you're alone like that, you learn.
That's been the biggest thing, man.
And that's what I think just be means. It's what it understood. That's what it defined to me as when you were explaining it. And that's what I understood from what your explanation was as well.
Yeah, because that, and I know we're kind of not brewing. I don't know why my head goes there. We're kind of extending this topic on these shirts, but
well, you're still explaining.
Just being is something that nobody really teaches you, and nobody teaches your parents.
Nope.
And I think a lot of the times we can fall victim. I've been there where traumas that you've been through, it's very, very easy to play the blame game.
Yeah.
Like, because you didn't do this for me, I did see you do that. It's your fault that I am the way that I am. You did this. Why didn't you? It's so easy to go down that loophole. But in reality, I've looked at it as like, there is for a lot of people too, as I've talked with friends and family, for a lot of human beings, their purity, their innocence was taken from them. Right. And that can be in so many different outlets, but it wasn't your responsibility to go through that. But at some point it will be your responsibility to heal.
Of course.
Right. And
because you have to, but that only comes if you deal with said problem, right? Said issue.
Yes. Right? But again, nobody teaches you how to deal with things. You are learning as you're going. So if you fall into the lifestyle of, I'm going to sleep with women here, that's you coping. We all cope. To this day, I cope. You cope.
Yeah.
We all cope as human beings.
And that's just a coping mechanism. Right?
Yeah.
That's where that phrase
and it's
comes
just
from.
trying to understand, okay, how do I cope? Is it healthy for me? If it's not, what do I have to do? What conversations
what adjustment
do I need to
have
have
to make? Yeah.
To move forward towards like just being better. Right.
Yeah, I like that.
And I have it tattooed on me. Healing isn't linear.
Yeah.
That's a big thing I learned through being alone is when we deal with something in our past, we think, I already dealt with it. Like I healed. But it's like, no, man, life is going to throw things at you to where there's new layers of something might trigger you. A word, the way someone looks at you,
a place.
Somebody doesn't validate certain things. You're
a
gonna,
place.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Can trigger that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that kind of goes along with the Protege Tu Paz, protect your peace, as I learned to sit with things that life threw at me, hurts that I didn't know were there. I just was on like autopilot. I realized a lot of what Protect Your Peace is. Peace is a resource of the main source. And for me, in my opinion, my main source is God.
Yeah.
Right? I'm a firm believer that your relationship with yourself is a reflection of your relationship with God.
That's true.
So that's big for me, man. And when it comes to peace, bro, I am so like all about peace because,
and that's what this one means, right?
Yes. Because it's one of those things where life can be so chaotic, but because it's chaos around you, that doesn't mean it has to kill the peace within you.
Of course.
Right. So for me, it's as I continue to go through life, what do I got to do to keep holding on to this peace? Because when I start
so protect your peace because you don't want to lose it.
Yeah. When I start losing it, I'm like, like that's where you make decisions that aren't the best. That's where you're not thinking from like a place of within.
Of course.
For me, I'm a firm believer. I feel like I say that word a lot. I apologize.
No, man.
But I am a firm believer that for a lot of us, no matter what you believe in, religious, God, no God,
of course,
we all have, whether if you want to call it your conscious or your soul or the inner voice, I feel like there's something that your soul is trying to tell you, but a lot of us don't go to that place to where we can listen to what our soul is saying.
That's true.
Again,
that's
because
true.
Of distractions, because this.
Oh my gosh, this day and age, that's all this place lives for is distraction, man.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. That's a topic in its own. Sorry, you were saying that?
Yeah, man. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. And as I've learned to sit with things, I understand why people don't do it.
Yeah.
It's so fucking uncomfortable.
It is. But honestly, like I said, I applaud you because you're doing something that isn't trendy. You're doing something that the humans, that most immature humans are never going to do, man. Let's be real. I think a lot of maturity comes with what you're talking about right now, man. I think for you to be able to sit there and take being alone as a way to grow, dude, that's maturity. You know, think about what I'm saying. Don't you agree? It's a sign of maturity in my understanding, because immature people are going to find excuses for everything. I believe that. So I think if you're a mature human being, right, adult or even a young adult, teenagers can be very mature sometimes. Depends on who you're dealing with, right? For you to sit there and actually be like, okay, hold on, let's be a human being here, an adult here, or in this case, or in anybody's case, maybe a high schooler, right, a teenager here. Take a step back from your social media and everything that gives your attention span 5 seconds, 10 seconds, right, and really to stop for a second and be like, how can I really change this and help myself? No one asks themselves that.
Yeah.
Right. I think maturity. So what my point is that maturity, I think, is what's required to even have those thoughts. Does that make sense?
Maturity is required, but it's also availability.
That too, but also, you can be so busy that you can't provide self-help, right?
It's one of those things. Are you making yourself available to be able to process
self-control?
But it's I don't know, man. I have these.
Do you think it's something else holding you back?
Where this is how I try and look at it, man, because I'm so intrigued by like the brain too.
Yeah.
I just think a lot of the times we identify who we are with the pain that we've experienced.
Yeah.
And that pain, it's unfortunate, but as human beings, we get comfortable in pain. Yeah. And when you live in the comfort of pain, self-help books or just seeking help is like unfamiliar.
Yeah,
like,
it's not enough.
I'm good.
I don't need that. I don't need
to talk to anybody. I'm good. And I feel like a lot of our parents' generation, for the most part, a Latin base or grandparents, it's a lot of trauma, man. A lot of things that they went through. This, a lot of, from what I'm aware of, from Mexican roots and Salvadorian roots, people from Latin America or any other country come to America to live a better life, for more opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. And
Cubans can relate to that too.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. And it's one of those things where people refuse to talk about their journey here because of how hard it was and all the trauma that comes with it. There's a lot of difficulty in that.
Can I chime in real quick? Yeah, there's something that's crazy you said that, because literally today, man, I just saw something driving home. I was listening to another podcast on the way home from work today, and one of the guys on there said something. I'm not gonna give my free plug. Sorry, I'm not gonna tell you who it was. Fuck all that. You can figure that motherfucker doesn't need any more views. No, it's not Joe Rogan. But anyway, I sound like a hater now, huh? Fuck it. I don't care. I'm gonna edit that out. Fuck it. Whatever.
No, you can
hashtag leave it in. Hashtag leave it in. Fuck it. I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt, bro. It's a true story, bro. I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. No bullshit. No cap. No. Anyway, let me not lose my train of thought. Okay, so where I was going with that is that he said something interesting. He said, people don't care about what it took for you to get to a place. They just care about results. And no one gives a shit about your results until you're rich or until you're famous or until you're someone that's in the public eye. Don't you agree? That's true. No one cares about the process, unfortunately, until you're somebody. Then they want to watch the interviews. Then they want to see the how-tos and how you got there, right? But if you remain quote unquote irrelevant or not popular enough, no one cares about that result unless you're somebody. What you overcame to get to that result. Yeah. No one cares about that. And that's how I was going off what you're saying, because people don't understand what you went through to get to the place you are, and most people don't care. It's unfortunate. Yeah. You know?
And I think that's okay. I don't think everybody is meant to understand you.
That's true.
I don't think everybody is meant to care. There's too many people in this world to maybe that didn't really tie into what you're saying. At least as I hear you, for me in my headspace, it's going back to what I said previously, validation and attention is one hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Right. So
I think once you become more at peace, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, more at peace you become with not needing validation, the more peace you actually find.
And that's big for me too, because it's one of those things I've learned in my journey. There's a huge difference between being alone and being lonely. And in my opinion, I know I could be wrong. If somebody has,
this is timeless talk. If you don't like it, get the fuck over yourself.
No. My thing is I love. That's another thing. I'm very open minded. I love to learn. But in my opinion, when you feel the difference with alone and lonely, when you feel lonely, that's where you're sad. That's where you're depressed. That's where you have the shittiest thoughts. That's where you build a home and all this shit that you don't realize you've built a home in. Yeah. That's where lonely is what leads people to suicide. Lonely is what leads people to making decisions that aren't the best. When it comes to being alone, it's solitude. It's finding fulfillment within. Because for me, bro, it's like as I've been able to heal with things that life has given me the opportunity to go through and face, there's so much internal freedom within me. And again, that is my thing. I am cool alone. Like, of course.
At first you weren't though, right? No, that took growth to get there. That's crazy, man.
It's so uncomfortable, man. But it's like, now that I have this peace being alone, I just operate different to where I'm more present. I can be in this conversation. I can be in whatever it is that life is throwing at me.
And you like it, right? Doesn't it feel better?
And yes, and then it kind of ties into this where
this next one.
You realize everything that you go through in life is just a moment in time.
And one more time for everybody, what does that one say?
Moment by moment, this hoodie. Okay. So these hoodies came from I feel like I'm almost still living it and trying to apply it in my life.
That's dope.
Because there's a lot of things that had gone on within the last. There's some things that had happened the last maybe 6, 7, 8 months where, man, just again, life throws things at you, and I had this conversation with this individual of, look, you hear that saying all the time, one day at a time.
Yeah.
Like, hey, one day at a time.
Of course. Yeah.
And there's truth to it.
Yeah.
But I told this person, yes, one day at a time.
And one could even take that moment by moment. Is that what you mean? You know?
So I would tell this person, it's not about one day at a time, because if you wake up in the morning and you think about all the shit that needs to get done, you can already get overwhelmed in that moment.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
So for me, it's one moment at a time, moment by moment.
I like that.
And I would tell this person in Spanish too, momento a momento, moment by moment. And then this one, which says todo va a estar bien.
Oh yeah, I like
which
that one
means
too.
everything will be okay.
Yes, sir.
Because yeah, man, life is hard. Life is hard. I think for me, a big thing that I'm processing is everything can be a lesson and everything can be for your benefit.
Yeah.
Right. It's just I'm not trying to be like preachy or anything.
No, go ahead, bro. Say your piece.
Yeah, but for me, it's one of those things where, again, growing up in Christianity, you hear the grace of God.
Yeah.
Right.
You hear that a lot.
Give people grace. Or,
yep. You hear that a lot.
And for me, I remember getting to a point of like, what the fuck is grace?
Like, what does it really mean, right?
Grace.
And people threw it around so much, right?
Yeah.
They threw it around so much, you just start to lose its meaning. You know?
But I've come to an understanding of you can't have grace without love or without understanding. Mm-hmm. That is grace. It's love and understanding and having the willingness to want to understand.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, man, these are sayings that life has thrown shit at me and I've tried to hold on to dear to my heart. And it's sayings that I still tell myself to this day. Yeah.
Great. That's not, and you know what? That's what I love about it. I was gonna, by the way, we're about to jump into a plug in a second for you. But before we do that, I love the fact that all of the stuff that you put out, man, it has a good, deep, honest, from the heart meaning. You're not just putting shit on a shirt that sounds cool. Just be like, I made a joke out of the whole just be a fucking drug dealer shit. For someone out there, they might buy the shirt for that reason, unfortunately. But so what? You know what? Honestly, you know why? What you just explained for everybody is beautiful, man. That's what I like about it. That's what makes it authentic to me, is that you really put a lot of you in this merchandise. It's not just, these are cool sayings. They'll relate to that. They'll buy that. Like,
yeah, and it puts a lot of things in.
And it's beautiful though. They might honestly interpret it exactly the way you wanted them to, or they'll find another beautiful way to interpret it. You're like, you know what? I didn't think of that, but hey, if that's what the journey you're on and that's how it relates to you, that's beautiful, right? Were you open to that? I mean,
yeah, because
somewhere to take it in a beautiful way as well, but just different.
Bro, again, I'm very open-minded, and I look at things as whoever is meant to come across my merch will come across it.
Okay. I was just about to say,
that helps me release.
We're going to help them come across it right now.
No, yeah, that just helps me release the pressure of like, this needs to be something. This needs to go somewhere. Because if this means something to you or whoever it is that rocks it and helps you just get through that moment in time, because that's all this shit is. It's a moment. And it's just a moment.
We're here for a flare and that's it.
That's cool to me. That's rewarding to me, man. Yeah.
That's enough, right? Yeah. I like it. Okay, so where can everybody find your merchandise? Where do they look? Like, what was there a website? Like, how do we find it? By the way, guys, everything you see on the screen right now, for all you audio listeners, if you want to go to YouTube and check it out so you can physically see it, everything you see in front of your eyes right now on the table is all for sale and available now, right? For pre-orders, or is it just a?
So I'm still finalizing all the official website stuff.
Okay.
But I've been making like local drop-offs. People in the AV or LA. Cool. Just reach out through my Instagram, which is Mac Visuals.
I'll put that up on the screen for you guys. Right there, where he's pointing.
I don't know.
Do it. Wherever you do that, I'm gonna put it.
Like, no, but
we'll just put it above his head, right there.
That's so weird.
No, it's cool. So at that right there, you guys are seeing on the screen. Just go ahead there, check it out on Instagram. You said,
Mac
and
Visuals.
Just DM him Mac Visuals, and he'll tell you guys where you can get the merch, how to buy it through him, and he'll drop it off.
Yeah,
cool. Sounds good, man. That's awesome, bro. Hey, man, thank you so much for the insight on the merchandise and how creative you're being, bro, and what you're bringing to the table, man.
Of course, man. Thanks.
Let's hear it from y'all.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
It's a lot. I don't give a fuck if it's a lot. It's never enough. I'm just kidding, bro. Nah, man, we show appreciation around here for what's contributing to society in a very positive way, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think the world needs more of that. Of course, you're welcome, man. Thank you.
I encourage to learn, right? As I've taken time to learn about myself, about life. There's so much as human beings that we can learn from.
Yeah.
And I'm big on, like I said earlier, I want to go to Mexico because there's things from our roots that we can probably be so enlightened by. And there's so many things that we don't know, right?
Yeah.
I think it's just being careful of a lot of what America does, bro, gets perverted. A lot of it is a money scam.
Facts.
A lot of it is
it's an excuse to spend money.
Yeah, that's a whole nother
consumerism and shit.
man.
No, you're right.
But yeah,
that's a gist of the question, and that's cool because it's a follow up to. That's actually a segue to what I wanted to ask you next. Do you feel like that trip that you took that you mentioned earlier when I asked you about photography and where your passions came from when you took that trip to Uganda? Do you think it opened up your eyes to a lot of things? You said something right now. It's kind of like, if only they knew, right? If they saw this, there's things that we're ignorant to. I think there's a lot of shit that we're ignorant to when it comes to Uganda, right? It's the things that people, the stuff we were blessed for, like when you spoke about the restroom situation, man. You don't have to deal with that here. Like, we're so blessed in ways we don't even understand, right? That we're ignorant to. That's just an example. Maybe not a relating example to this particular, but to what you struggle with, what your eyes were open to out there. Like, do you think that made you better as a person, made you look at life differently when you came back here? How do you think that Uganda affected you? I
want to say yes and no on making me look at life differently. I feel like I say a lot. I apologize.
It's okay. I'm gonna take a shot every time someone says That was EQ's idea.
I say a lot.
I'm just kidding, man.
So the main thing that I learned being out there is the true meaning of joy. Because you don't need a lot.
And you see that in a lot of your photography. You see that a lot. Sorry. You see that in a lot of your photography.
That drink is hitting you, huh?
No. But I see that in a lot of your photographies. Not to cut you off, sorry. But their faces say it all, man. The smiles. Yeah. The genuine joy of just having a shirt on their back.
Well, because it's one of those things where somebody won't know what they're lacking if they've never been exposed to.
Is that what you meant by true joy, though? Just the fact that they were thankful for what they had. They were satisfied with it.
True joy in the aspect of there was a language barrier between me and the families and the kids, and yet that joy was still felt. Yeah. Yet through through just sounds and kicking a ball and having lunch together, you don't need words to experience joy.
And the human, crazy. Humans can connect in a lot of ways more than one.
And it's funny, man, because before I left, people would be like, "Oh, like we're gonna pray for you, right? You got your Christianese limbo talks, like we're gonna pray for you, like God bless you, God's gonna use you to save people and to help people." And I remember just being like, "I'm going out here to learn. Like I ain't trying to bless nobody. Like I'm not looking to save anyone. I just want to learn about the culture and gain whatever wisdom I can gain
from this experience, this life experience." Yeah.
And I felt more culture shocked coming back home than being out there.
That's crazy, man.
Because again, everything is so simple. We don't need a lot. Yeah. The fact that you just have your family with you at all times, or the fact that you have to, I personally didn't have to, but you see it, where there's women or children carrying like a tub of water on their head or just holding it. They're walking, who knows, 2 miles, 3 miles just to get water back home.
Yeah, that's intense.
So there's a perspective of appreciating what you have. And in America, we have which is a blessing. We have so much.
Yeah, turn the faucet, it's on. Right? Turn the faucet, it's on. Flush the toilet, it's gone.
Yeah, but again, it's hard, man. But it's hard because you can't be mad or upset at the insight or the knowledge that somebody doesn't have. It's ignorance.
Of course.
We're all ignorant.
It's not that they don't want to know. They just don't know. Yeah.
It's ignorance. And I don't know.
No, it's cool.
I don't know if I'm talking too much. I feel like
you're talking the right amount, brother. Trust me. And I like that because that's why I knew that experience kind of helped you evolve as a person. It helps you develop into the man you are today, right? I feel like it did. And then not just by knowing you, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I actually met you, I think, shortly after you came back. Yeah. Remember that? Yeah. I remember that. We went on a photo shoot, me, you, and Caveman.
That's wild, dude. I came back like a freaking stick, dude.
Remember that? You were, I remember you had that yellow beanie on, man. That mustard colored beanie. Get massive.
I still have that thing, too.
Do you still have it?
That was 9 years ago. That's
awesome. 9 years. Fuck. That was a long time ago, man.
Wild.
That's crazy, man. And we want to put our personal lives out there, but it's like we've been through a lot, man. And I appreciate you in my life, whether you're in it in one way or another. You know what I'm saying? So
sure.
It's just like I feel like I push so hard to have you on the show, not just to give you a plug, but just to share with the world the way you speak sometimes, man. It's very eye-opening. It's
Thank you, man.
perspective-driven, you know what I'm saying? It's good because it might give them a different way to look at things or see things. It might motivate them to handle things in a more healthy way, you know what I'm saying, than what they're good. Like, there's domestic stuff that happens next door all the time here, dude. I'm going to leave this in there. I'm not going to say no names. Out of respect for them. But you don't know what even my neighbors, dude, are going through. Like, you know, the other day she got in a fight with her spouse. I won't go into detail, but cops were called the next day, dude. Like, I saw the effects. It's horrible, man. It's sad what happens to people, and it's like you can only wonder if they would have just addressed things. I remember I had this conversation with JJ, my brother. You know, if you would just make better decisions in some circumstances, you would not end up in somewhere dire like what he did. Unfortunately, your boyfriend's in jail now. It's like he made bad decisions, and look where he's at now.
Yes,
but we have control of that, man. Well, for the most part.
But sometimes people don't know that there's better. That's all people know.
I mean, I should have seen the flags.
That could be how they grew up. That's that could be their normal.
And I think that they look for the answer in a bottle, man. That's where that saying comes from. When you see someone, you know, come upstairs all the time with a bottle in their hand or that little black bag, you know what's in there. You know, it's sad. There's so much pain that, like you said, they don't deal with it. Like you mentioned earlier, when we were talking about protect your peace and just be, they don't know how to do those things. And unfortunately, that's what's great about this conversation right now, because it does tie into your merchandise even, man. It's like, and what you believe in and how you move, right? He's ignorant to those things. That's why he looked for his answer in a bottle. He covered the pain up with how it made him feel, I'm sure. She might have said something that triggered him, not that it makes it right. And look where you landed him, man. It's unfortunate because I was cool with him, man. The other day I was like, hey, man, you know, if you ever need someone to talk to outside, bro, I'll stand on the porch with you. I'll even take a swig of my own. I'll drink out of his bottle. But just, nah, I'm just kidding, man. You know I love you. If you ever watch this, bro, you know I have love for you, dog. But I was saying his name. And I was going to get a bottle and chill with him, and maybe that would have been bad. It might have been enabling him now that I think about it. But just showing some love and compassion kind of ties into the last episode. I was talking about how I felt like I could have saved. If you watch it, it's a good episode. I recommend it. I'm not just saying that to be biased. But I talk about, and so does Slideshow, we talk about how we wish we could go back to a time, which was 2017 in this particular case, where we could have helped a friend from taking their own life, man. And I'm not saying necessarily because we don't have the power to save. God does. God's the only one that has the power to save. But I feel like if maybe he feels the same way. Maybe if we intervened, that would have prolonged their life. Maybe they wouldn't have taken their lives.
Yeah.
The Outsiders? Yeah, dude. So Magellan, that was his name. People that hung out with him, the group that he used to work out with, that was the nickname they gave him. Right? So Magellan.
Dang, man.
I felt like when I reached out, dude, it hurts to think about because I know bro struggled. Like I even mentioned this in the episode. He struggled in ways that you and I can't relate to, with women in particular. So he would light up whenever someone would see something that he did that they wish that they could do too. Like he had amazing stamina when it came to running, man. And I envied that. I was like, yo, I want to get that. I'll work out with you till I get it too. And that made him light up. I watched Blue Bloods with him. You know what I'm saying? I hung out with the guy just not because I felt bad, but because I wanted to show him that you can still find a genuine friend in somebody that actually cares about you, bro. Not just because you look like a dweeb or whatever the case, you know? But it stings, man. And
yeah, for sure, man. And it's crazy because
they don't know how to cope with those things, man.
I still see his family.
Do you?
I see his family often.
It's rough.
And yeah, dude, death is a weird thing, and it's heavy. It's very complicated. It's like there is some rights and there is some wrongs of how to deal with death, but there never really is. Like
no,
you don't.
His pain, but it ties into
words.
Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off.
No, you're good.
But do you agree? This is what I think, and again, it draws right back into what your stuff says, man. He didn't know how to address his pain. He didn't know how to just be to evaluate it, in my opinion, and he didn't know how to protect his peace. It sucks, man, but that's what led to it. And I feel like maybe, you know, not to, again, I go into it more depth, guys, in the last episode, but quickly re-summarizing it. I just feel like if I could have interacted with him more, maybe I could have helped alter his thoughts, man, or something, man. But then again, it's up to the person, right? At the end of the day,
I would
themselves
say
there.
Yes, but it's a big but. I'm learning having the mindset of, dang, I could have done this, or I should have, is
detrimental,
is not healthy.
Yeah, because
you just gotta take life for what is and take moments for what they are. And of course, man, we would want the outcome to be different. Yeah, man, life is crazy, and it's so weird, but I still like every time I see his sister, his mom, I just feel,
Tori and all them,
bro.
yeah.
I feel for them. I feel with them.
It's rough.
Death changes you, but I also believe there's beauty that death is certain.
Yeah.
Right? I'm learning in our lives, there's 3 things that are constant, or 3 realities, I would say, is pain, uncertainty, and constant work.
Yeah.
Period.
Dang, that's true, man.
Period. So it doesn't matter how old you are.
And that's constant work in everything, relationships, your
Everything.
actual job. Doesn't matter, income of money, whatever the case, it's all going to require. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, and I learned that through there's this documentary on Netflix where Jonah Hill makes a movie on his psychiatrist, his therapist.
Oh wow!
And he mentions that, and that's something I take with me. There's 3.
That's pretty good,
there's
man.
3 aspects to reality of life: is uncertainty, constant work, and pain. Those are 3 things you could never avoid.
And they're always going to be there in one way or another. Mm-hmm. That's wow. That's pretty good, bro, because that's very accurate and very true, man. I like that. Wow. It's got deep. It's got deep here on Timeless Talk real quick. You know what I'm saying?
I tend to get deep sometimes.
No, man. We need that. Conscious talk is important, man. When you have too much bullshit sometimes, like, it's entertaining, but you got to have time. You got to have room and space for the real a lot of the times, man. Otherwise, you just don't iron things out, man. I was going to push it a little bit further. I'm trying to think.
COVID.
Sorry, guys. Nah. So, with all this being said, because it was a great conversation, as it always is with you off the record, my brother, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like you said, and I like how you said we're only here for a staple or for a moment of time, right? Mm-hmm. And you said if someone wears it and pushes it, great. We're here for a moment anyway. Mm. So, be part of that moment would be amazing, right? So since you're not like, I'm not trying to be some crazy business mogul and fucking, that'd be beautiful, right? If you got that, if it just took care of everything for you.
Don't get me wrong, man. Money helps.
Helps. Right? These are not free. This merchandise is not free.
Yeah, money.
Break out the wallets, people. Don't be cheap.
Money helps life be less stressful.
Of course.
Right.
It's a tool.
But where do I see myself in 5 years?
Yeah.
That's a great question. I mean, I hope, maybe a husband or a dad like that.
Okay.
I've come to terms. This is something I actually tell my mom. She's like, "Ay, mijo, like all I want in my lifetime now is to see little Miguelitos. Like, that's all I want. You're my last. You're the youngest. You're my last one with no kids. I just want to see little Miguelitos." Oh. And I told her before, I'm like, "Mom, you got to come to terms with that. Might not happen."
Yeah.
Right. But it's a desire in my heart. I would love to experience fatherhood. That
doesn't mean go fucking knock up the first woman you meet.
No. I would love to experience that. But ultimately, man, in 5 years, I hope I can, whatever it is that I am attacking at that time, I just hope I experience it with this type of peace that I am experiencing now.
Yeah.
That's it, man, because I've learned when you have peace, everything can go wrong and you can still get through things.
That's true.
Right? When you have, even from a money perspective, you can have all the money in the world, but if you lack peace, then what's the point?
There's no point.
So for me, obviously, just to, I don't know, man, that's such a good question.
It really is.
But I think just being grateful for wherever life has me at that time. I'd love to. I do boxing on the side. I've been doing boxing.
I was about to ask you that next. That's actually next thing I was going to get into with you real quick.
I think just keep doing things that I'm passionate about and keep doing things that I enjoy, which is photography. It's boxing. It's spending time with family. I'm very family oriented. So as long as that's still a constant, I'm also very open to the idea of in 5 years, I'm not going to be doing anything I'm doing right now.
Nope.
And that excites me. That makes me want to keep going, and that it's the unknown. Bro.
Exactly.
Like,
that's a beautiful thing about
it. I think at my core, just keep being present and enjoy this ride, man. I feel like a lot of the times we get caught up on the destination, and you've heard this before. People don't enjoy the journey, and it's about the journey and
not just the destination. No, I agree.
Yeah,
and a lot of people forget that a lot of the time. Unfortunately, man, they forget that it's not just about, you know, where you're trying to get to. It's about the journey of getting there. There is beauty in the struggle, right?
Yeah.
And there is beauty in
sucks. Struggle sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. No one. And hey, man, if someone tells you they love that shit, they're lying through their teeth, because no one loves a struggle.
It's challenging.
It's very challenging, man. Makes or breaks you, honestly. But I feel like, you know, it builds you. I think it adds to your character. I firmly believe that if you don't go through anything, you're not really tested in life. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like going through things is kind of not just to be looked at as, fuck, why am I in another problem? It's, what can I learn from this? How can I build myself from this? You know what I mean? Like, this is going to make me stronger, or is it going to break me? Am I going to let it do that? You know, those are things that...
And again, we're always going to be going through something.
Yep, you're either in the middle of something, getting into something, or getting out of something.
It's, are you willing to grow through what you're going through?
Yeah.
And that's life simplified. Are you willing? How willing are you? Are you willing to love somebody more? Are you willing to take this new job? Are you willing to cut people out that no longer serve you? Are you
exactly?
Just be willing, and that's gonna be another merch coming.
Be willing, coming soon. Be willing. That's gonna be on a new piece of merch. You heard it here first.
Actually, at some point.
Wait, hold on. Look at it, man. I had under the table. You were saying no?
At some point, I want to get that tattooed. Be willing.
That's dope. I like that.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
No, you're good. So before we wrap up here, because we're getting to the end of it now. Boxing. You mentioned that real quickly. I know you were originally, and so at some point you were trying to pursue that, right? Mm-hmm. What happened with that? You can break down people, and then do you still train to this day? Do you offer lessons, or do you?
Yeah. So I boxed for consistently 5 years. Like, that was my life. Dude, I would spar pros. I would get beat up by pros. That was my life. So at that time, my end goal was go pro, get titles, do this and that. But again, life happens, and college started, then girlfriend started, then life happens. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I stopped pursuing it how I did, but I still enjoyed doing it. I still enjoy training friends. I still do it to this day. I just love helping people feel better. I love teaching. It comes very naturally to me when it comes to boxing. And like any professor in school, every boxing coach or trainer can give you new insight on the sport.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just an outlet. It's the funnest form of cardio. That's what I tell people.
Yeah.
Because cardio can suck.
Yeah, it can be something that nobody likes to do.
A good coach, somebody that can help you instill form and learn this and this fundamental and that. It's fun, man. It's fun.
And it's a good way to keep yourself in to keep yourself in shape, right? I mean, it's a good way to keep the fat off as long as you eat right.
Yeah.
But all right, man, is there anything else? Before we wrap up here, man, I wanted to give you a quick plug one more time, where they can contact you if they want a lesson or two in boxing.
Yeah.
So and also what's going on in your life.
If you guys need a photographer, or if you want some merch, at Mac Visuals. If you want a boxing coach, at Mac Visuals.
Of course. Hit them up for all inquiries. I forgot to say that.
If you need a friend, at Mac Visuals. If you need somebody to talk to, at Mac Visuals.
Yeah,
if
man.
If you need somebody to save you, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I'm human.
Amen to that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, that's it.
Man, you know what, bro? Thanks again, man, for being on. It means a lot to us, man, honestly. If you need any type of videography work, I don't even know if I'm slating that correctly, but if you need any photography, right? Is it videography?
I mean, I enjoy videography, but I don't promote it.
Okay, never mind then.
It's, as you know from podcasting, it's time consuming.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it is. Editing alone is a bitch.
So
yeah.
if you want videos, maybe depending on the project, but photographer for sure. I got you.
All right, you guys heard it here then. So you guys, before we go, you guys already know what it is, man. We're on all streaming platforms.
Deal, you know what it is. Like, comment, subscribe, share.
Yo, you heard it here first.
Just kidding. Go ahead, do the outro.
No, I like that. That's great. No, you did. That's perfect. I'm gonna put the fucking outro in here. We're done. We're out. Ooh,
we're out like a belly button.
around like a belly button. Oh,
No.
shit. Yeah, so with that being said, guys, you guys know where to find us. We're on YouTube, Timeless Talk PC on Instagram. Thank you. Shout out to all the audio sources out there. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys for listening every single week. Thank you for tuning in with us, guys, and watching us every week. It's been Timeless Talk. Till next week. We'll see you guys then. Later.
Where the talks are timeless.